22 CERT commenced a community safety project named Project Winner, a drug trafficking investigation into the accused Louis Aloysius. The accused is a resident of Toronto. However, through various investigative methods, we determined he was conducting numerous drug transactions within our communities. Through those search warrants, 22 CERT seized approximately 13 kilograms of illicit drugs, including cocaine, fentanyl, and methamphetamines, with an estimated street value of over $1 million. Furthermore, a Glock 19 handgun, as well as an extended magazine and over 1,000 rounds of ammunition were also seized.
लोग डरते क्यों हैं कम्युनिटी बहुत सारे दे आर द विक्टिम्स बट दे डोंट कम फॉरवर्ड वो कहते सानू फैमिली ਨੂੰ ਖਤਰਾ ਹੈ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਦੀ ਤਰਫ ਤੋਂ ਇੰਨੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਟੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਸਾਡੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਆਫੀਸਰਸ ਘੱਟ ਹੈ
Once again, if you give the Peel Police the resources to do their job, they do great public safety work. Today is a win for public safety.
Residents of Peel need to know that today is a perfect example of what we will do when we have an issue, when you come forward. Be confident that we will continue to make you safe and we are continuing to be a good partner with you. Don't fear, Peel Police is here.
Peel Regional Police ने ड्रग कैच की है $1 million ऑफ ड्रग कैच एंड ट्रैफिकिंग अलर्ट सो आज जो मेरे सामने सामान पे है ये कैश ड्रग बुलेट्स फायर आर्म सारा कुछ कैच किया गया पील रीजनल पुलिस की तरफ तो और टोरंटो के 29 साला एक इंडिविजुअल ਨੂੰ अरेस्ट किया मोर अरेस्ट कैन बी देयर सो इन्वेस्टिगेशन जी पुलिस की ये बाद एक जने ਨੂੰ टोरंटो के अरेस्ट किया गया और सारा जो मेरे सामने है जिस हैंडगन्स ड्रग्स कैश मनी एंड $1 million तो ਵੱਧ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ ਜਿਹੜਾ अमाउंट है ड्रग का और कैश का लेट्स सी द फुल रिपोर्ट माय क्वेश्चन इज टू चीफ Chief, there are many of the such kind of incidents happening in Peel region, and many people, when we talk to them, they don't come forward to report it. And when we talk to them, they said we have a concern of our safety, the family's safety, and the incidents are there. What message you want to give to those families, those who don't come forward to report the incidents because of the public safety issue, because of their family safety? And also, we would like to applaud the 21 Division Officer Changers, Officer Nagra, and the team for great work.
Yeah, thank you, Nitin. First of all, we understand people's apprehension of coming forward because there's always a question of, is this going to put myself at risk, or is it going to create a worse environment for me? But when we think about what they're actually doing, is they're contributing to our ability to stop the substantive problem. And so the simple question is, the simple statement is, yes, we want people to come forward. I can assure them that we have multiple mechanisms to protect the information that comes to them. People can do it anonymously, online, they can call, they can even engage officers in the community. And we go to great extents to protect the integrity of that. Our court system has gone as far as ensuring that certain vehicles of providing information to us are protected in court. So there are lots of checks and balances in that space. I think what the community needs to know, whether it be community-based problems, you and I have chatted about extortions, we need people to come forward. We can assure you that here in Peel region, we are strongly equipped to respond and mitigate and stop these issues, but we can't do it unless we have the information. So there's another part to it, is the engagement that Sergeant Levine has been talking about, is we have the ability to provide confidence to people. If they want to talk to us first about it, we can press into that space and make sure that they're assured that we will act on the information, but also look after the people coming forward.
Follow-up is illicit drugs, which contains morphine, codeine, and opium. They are selling openly here in the Peel region and across Canada. And as per our resources, our investigation, we found that those drugs are coming from overseas in the grocery containers, and retailers are selling it. In 2015, Peel Police reported that those tablets contain opium. Still, after 10 years, those are selling in the region, in the country. And is that something that is on the police radar, that retailers are selling openly? Because addiction level is very high, and we have reports of that, we have proofs of that. So is that something that is on the police radar?
So this is a very sort of a complicated set of patterns to explain. Yes, we know that opioids have been imported, but the more recent in the last 5-10 years has been the advent of synthetic opioids, which we know some elements can come from overseas, but some can be generated right here in North American soil. And so that has been the focus, and as you would duly note, from not just the federal level, but in our U.S. counterparts, and even from the province, to ensure that we find ways to prevent either the production, the importation, or the transfer of these drugs in and across our borders. So yes, it's an ecosystem. There are national initiatives to prevent the flow or the advent of the manufacturing of synthetic opioids here. But, here we're a municipal police agency. We have localized efforts to stop the open, or as you call it, open trafficking of it. And this is a perfect example of it. But we are deeply connected with provincial initiatives, at federal initiatives. We have Peel police officers embedded at every level. And it's not unique to us. All the large major urban police agencies are doing the same. I can tell you that we've probably never seen a stronger network of response from law enforcement, government-related agencies, and resourcing than we have now. I think people have responded to it quite appropriately, and this is part of the ecosystem, right? We're seeing street-level activity being stopped, but we're doing it at every other level as well.
We're able to get valuable information about issues that otherwise wouldn't have come to our attention. Back in September 2025, through some of these community connections, our team learned about possible drug trafficking occurring within the region of Peel. 22 CERT commenced a community safety project named Project Winner, a drug trafficking investigation into the accused, Louis Aloysius. The accused is a resident of Toronto. However, through various investigative methods, we determined he was conducting numerous drug transactions within our communities. On October 31st, 2025, police sought and were granted a Controlled Drugs and Substances Act search warrant for 2 addresses in Toronto. Through those search warrants, 22 CERT seized approximately 13 kilograms of illicit drugs, including cocaine, fentanyl, and methamphetamines, with an estimated street value of over $1 million. Furthermore, a Glock 19 handgun, as well as an extended magazine and over 1,000 rounds of ammunition were also seized. As a result, 29-year-old Louis Aloysius was charged with 6 firearms offenses and 5 trafficking offenses, for a total of 11 charges. At the time of the arrest, the accused was on a 10-year weapons prohibition and is still in custody at this time. I would like to thank and extend our deep appreciation to our community partners for helping us with this investigation. 22 CERT is very proud of this seizure because it directly reduces the harm that affects our communities, from overdoses and addiction to violence and crime that often come with drug trafficking. Ultimately, we believe the drugs seized in this investigation would have wound up on the streets of the region of Peel, and we believe this arrest and these seizures will have a significant and positive impact on our communities.
Peel Regional Police ने जो आज announcement की है millions dollar दी drug catch, वो 21 division ਦੇ police officer Seizure, officer Nagra और ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਾਰੀ team applauds to them. ਭਾਜੀ ਕੀ ਕਹੋਗੇ ਅੱਜ ਦੀ announcement ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ?
ਨਹੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਜੋ ਭਾਜੀ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਟਾਈਮ ਤੇ ਮੌਕਾ ਕੱਢਿਆ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਸੰਪਰਕ ਕਰਨ ਤੇ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਚੀਫ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਇੰਟਰਵੈਂਸ਼ਨ ਰਿਸਪਾਂਸ ਟੀਮ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਫਲੈਕਸੀਬਲ ਟੀਮ ਹੈ ਜਿੱਥੋਂ ਤੱਕ ਆਪਣੇ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦਾ ਰਿਸ਼ਤਾ ਬਣਦਾ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਮੈਂਬਰ ਉਹ ਸੇਫ ਫੀਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਸੰਪਰਕ ਕਰੋ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸੋ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ 'ਚ ਕੀ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇਹ ਯੂਨਿਟ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖੋ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਤਕਰੀਬਨ $1 million ਡਰੱਗ, ਇੱਕ ਪਿਸਤੌਲ, ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤਕਰੀਬਨ 1000 ਰਾਊਂਡ ਆਪਣੇ ਗੋਲੀਆਂ ਦਾ ਕਾਫੀ ਡੇਂਜਰਸ ਕੰਮ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਨੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜੇ ਹੋਏ ਹਨ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੇ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ 'ਚ ਇਹ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ। ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਆਪਣੇ ਇਨਵੈਸਟੀਗੇਸ਼ਨ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤਾ ਤੇ ਟਾਈਮ ਨਾਲ ਆ ਕੇ ਤਰੱਕੀਆਂ ਕਰਕੇ ਮੁੰਡਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਆਫਿਸਰ ਸਾਰੇ ਨੇ ਵਧੀਆ ਅਰੈਸਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਮੈਂਬਰਾਂ ਦਰਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਤੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਲਿਸਨਰ ਵੀਅਰ ਆ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਕੋਈ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ 'ਚ ਕੋਈ ਕਮੀ ਹੋਵੇ ਜਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਤੋਂ ਕੋਈ ਕਮੀ ਹੋਵੇ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਸੰਪਰਕ ਕਰੋ 24 ਘੰਟੇ 7 ਦਿਨ ਆਪਾਂ ਤਿਆਰ ਹਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਖੜ੍ਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਅਤੇ ਸਾਡਾ ਫਰਜ਼ ਬਣਦਾ ਕਿ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਸੇਫ ਰੱਖੇ ਅਤੇ ਇਹ ਹਰ ਇਨਸਾਨ ਦਾ ਫਰਜ਼ ਬਣਦਾ।
ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਭਾਜੀ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਲੋਕ ਡਰਦੇ ਕਿਉਂ ਹੈ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਦੇ ਆਰ ਦਾ ਵਿਕਟਿਮਸ ਬਟ ਦੇ ਡੋਂਟ ਕਮ ਫਾਰਵਰਡ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਨੂੰ ਖਤਰਾ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਦੀ ਤਰਫ ਤੋਂ ਇੰਨੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਟੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਸਾਡੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਆਫਿਸਰਸ ਘੱਟ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਫੀਲ ਸੇਫ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਅਗਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਆਵਾਂਗੇ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੇਫ ਰਵਾਂਗੇ ਕਿ ਨਹੀਂ।
ਜੀ ਭਾਈ ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪੁਰਾਣਾ ਰਿਵਾਜ਼ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਦਾ ਅਤੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦਾ ਰਿਸ਼ਤਾ ਕੀ ਕਰੀਏ ਉਹ ਥੋੜ੍ਹਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਢਿੱਲਾ ਸੀ ਅਤੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਹੀ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਆਪਣਾ 100% ਆਪਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਖੜ੍ਹੇ ਹਨ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ 'ਚ ਕੋਈ ਹੱਲ ਹੈ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਸੰਪਰਕ ਕਰੋ ਅਤੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਪਤਾ ਕਿ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹਾਲਾਤ ਆ ਇੰਨੇ ਵਧੀਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਰ ਵਿਦਆਊਟ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਵਿਦਆਊਟ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਇੰਪਲੀਮੈਂਟੇਸ਼ਨ ਆਪਣਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕੰਮ ਸਾਡੇ ਕਾਫੀ ਔਖਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ।
ਠੀਕ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਮੋਹਪਾ ਜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਕਹੋਗੇ ਬਿਕੋਜ਼ ਐਕਸਟੋਰਸ਼ਨ ਦੀਆਂ ਘਟਨਾਵਾਂ ਹਾਲੇ ਵੀ ਚੱਲ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਐਕਸਟੋਰਸ਼ਨਿਸਟ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਗੋਲੀਆਂ ਚਲਾ ਕੇ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਰੀਸੈਂਟ ਇਨਸੀਡੈਂਟਸ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਕਿ ਰਘੂ ਜਵੈਲਰਸ ਆਈਕਨ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਬੈਂਕਟ ਹਾਲ ਹੈ ਉੱਥੇ ਬੁਲੇਟਸ ਫਾਇਰ ਕਰਕੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਅਦ ਆਪਣੀਆਂ ਹੀ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਸੋਸ਼ਲ ਮੀਡੀਆ ਤੇ ਪਾਈਆਂ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ ਔਰ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਮ ਵੀ ਲਿੱਤੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਉਹ ਗੈਂਗਸ ਦੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਕਹੋਗੇ ਬਿਕੋਜ਼ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਾਫੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਕਲੋਜ਼ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ।
ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਇਹ ਹੈਗਾ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇਹ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਰਿਪੋਰਟ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਦਵਾ ਸਟਕਾ ਕਿ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਈ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਮੈਂਬਰ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਰਿਪੋਰਟ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਰਾਈਟ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰਿਪੋਰਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਕਨੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਣਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਗੋਲੀਆਂ ਚੱਲਦੀਆਂ ਇਹ ਕਨੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਦੂਜੇ ਨਾਲ ਰਾਈਟ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਗੋਲੀਆਂ ਚਲਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਹੋਰ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਦੇ ਵੀ ਚਲਾਈ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਧਮਕੀਆਂ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਬੱਚੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਤਕੜੇ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਦੇ ਇਸ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਨਵੈਸਟੀਗੇਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ। ਠੀਕ ਹੈ
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਇਨਵੈਸਟੀਗੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਕਹੋਗੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਅੱਜ ਅਨਾਉਂਸਮੈਂਟ ਕੀਤੀ ਗਈ ਹੈ ਇੱਕ ਜਣੇ ਨੂੰ ਅਰੈਸਟ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ $millions ਆਫ ਡਰਗ ਕੈਚ ਕੀਤਾ
ਇਟਸ ਗੁੱਡ ਵਰਕ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਿੱਧਾ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਰਾਈਟ ਜੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਸੰਪਰਕ ਕਰੂਗੀ ਹੱਥ ਤੇ ਸਾਥ ਪੈਰ ਦੇਊਗੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੰਮ ਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਹੋਊਗਾ।
ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਸੋ ਇਟਸ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਪੁਲਿਸਿੰਗ ਐਂਡ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦੀ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਸੋ ਦੈਟ ਉਹ ਟਿਪਸ ਉਹ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਟੁਗੇਦਰ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਮੀਡੀਆ ਐਂਡ ਪੁਲਿਸਿੰਗ ਟੁਗੇਦਰ ਵੀ ਕੈਨ ਕਲੀਨ ਦਿਸ ਮੈਸ।
ਦੈਟਸ ਰਾਈਟ
ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਭਾਈ ਕੁਝ ਫਾਈਨਲ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਟੂ ਦ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ
ਐਂਡ ਬਟਸ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਹੀ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਸੰਪਰਕ ਕਰੋ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਮੌਕਾ ਦਿਓ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸੇਵਾਦਾਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਅਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਹੀ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਹਰ ਇਨਸਾਨ ਦਾ ਹਰ ਮੈਂਬਰ ਦਾ ਫਰਜ਼ ਬਣਦਾ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੁਛ ਦਿਸ ਰਿਹਾ ਜਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਤਲਖਾਤ ਹੋਵੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਮੈਂਬਰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਨੂੰ ਫੋਨ ਕਰੋ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਘੱਟ ਹੀ ਮਿਲਦੀ ਆ ਅਤੇ ਕਈ ਲੋਕ ਆਪਣੇ ਮੀਡੀਆ 'ਤੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਗੁੱਸਾ ਕੱਢਦੇ ਆ ਬਗੈਰ ਸਵਾਈ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਨੂੰ ਫੋਨ ਕਰਨ ਤੋਂ ਸੋ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਹੀ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਸੰਪਰਕ ਕਰੋ ਅਤੇ ਹਰ ਇਨਸਾਨ ਦਾ ਫਰਜ਼ ਬਣਦਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਅਫਸਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਅਫਸਰ ਹਨ।
A great day for public safety in Peel region as we've seen a major arrest when it comes to over $1 million of dangerous narcotics like fentanyl taken off the streets, a weapon with 1,000 rounds taken off the streets. Once again, if you give the Peel police the resources to do their job, they do great public safety work. Today is a win for public safety.
Chief, a great achievement by the 22 division team and it's always when there is a catch, drug catch or criminals are caught, we are really proud of our Peel Regional Police Services. What you want to say about today's announcement?
Yeah, thank you, Nitin. Appreciate it.
I'll stay in touch.
Thank you, buddy. We have a lot of issues in communities and neighborhoods. People get frustrated, they call their counselors, they call the mayor. We hear about it, and quite often there's a frustration that is hard to go and respond and do it. Today is a great example with the establishment of the CERT teams, the Community Intervention Response Teams. We're now able to go and descend upon those issues and resolve them. This is a perfect one in Brampton, the community and neighborhood. We got a tip on drug trafficking. This team was able to focus on it, arrest the individual, and you can see the results of it. Over $1,000 in drugs, 1,000 rounds of firearm, a legal handgun. So it is a good day, and we want the public to know if they come to us with information, we will be able to respond. The government was able to support us today with this initiative, the Police Services Board, so it's a good outcome that we want to increase the confidence of our community. They know that we will do this.
Chief, I remember a couple of years ago when Mayor Brown said that I want to work on the Chief's wish list, which included the 100 more police officers.
Yes.
So as of 2025, we are coming to 26. Is Chief's wish list completed or because the community is growing very fast, or the wish list has more ads into it.
That's right, and we're not finished yet, so we have more to grow. The Police Services Board has approved 175 more officers for next year. Because of the growth rate, what happened is 6-7 years ago, Peel Police didn't hire enough officers. So now we're slowly catching up. Next year will be the last year in a 3-year hiring plan. At that point, we will just stay on top of growth, and people will see us respond better, more presence, get to calls quicker, arrest more criminals. So the outcomes are positive. Mayor Brown has been a strong supporter. The city of Brampton has been a strong supporter of it, and we're looking forward to great outcomes.
What is your one ask to the federal government and to the provincial government to tackle crime? Because we remember last year when province provided the helicopters to the Peel Police, is that air surveillance helping Peel Police, or we have not started those helicopters as of yet? What is the status?
So the both levels of government, our ask always is continue to have us as a partner. We have good ideas and solutions. Provincial government has done an amazing job. The helicopters are coming. We have purchased it. It is still being built and delivered. We will hope to be up early in the new year. But these are good tools that we would like to see happen, which has been only as a result of the government support. My encouragement for the federal government is continue to talk to us. Look at Peel as different than every other municipality. We are like a border city with the airport and logistics, and we want that to be strengthened.
And what is your one message to the residents of Peel in terms of the rising crime, police initiatives, because they should feel safe?
Residents of Peel need to know that today is a perfect example of what we will do when we have an issue, when you come forward. Be confident that we will continue to make you safe, and we are continuing to be a good partner with you. Don't fear, Peel Police is here.
Today's announcement was about a seizure project winner out of an investigation conducted by 22 Division CERT teams in 22 Division, which led to the seizure of over $1 million worth of drugs, 1,000 rounds of ammunition, an illegal firearm, and the arrest and charging of an individual who was already prohibited firearms from previous offenses. This investigation is a perfect example of what happens when the community trusts the police and brings their concerns and issues to the police, and we have a unit, the CERT unit, which is able to respond to their concerns in a timely fashion. And we could not have done this without the input from the community, so we want to thank the community for that. And we also want to acknowledge the fact that we're able to put the CERT teams together because of the work done by our elected officials at every level, municipal and provincial, that have given us the ability to be able to build out 4 CERT teams across the region that are able to do work like this. And this particular project is just one of many, and those many projects have resulted in the arrest of over 1,000 individuals and over 2,000 charges laid.
I'm Rudy Cazzetto, the MPP for Mississauga Lakeshore, and it's so great when we have the government and the region of Peel and the police working together to stop criminals in this province. But that's when you have a joint effort between you, both of us, and this is what can happen. $1 million of drugs being pulled off the street, illegal handguns, even machines to be able to start vehicles. This is what you have to do. You have to support the police, and this is what you get once you do.
Ruby, great announcement by the Peel Police, and how serious is the crime issue in Canada now? More tackle, more resources to the policing. What do you see the crime situation as today?
I think it's moving in the right direction. I think pandemic to baad, we've definitely seen a surge, an uptick, especially jo violent property crime hai we've seen an increase in that, but we've seen a decrease in certain areas as well, right? So, it is good to see that GTA de vich jo homicide rate hai, oh pichle 20 saalan to lowest number te aaya hai. So, there is some good news in that, because ultimately the worst thing that could happen is a loss of life, right, in any situation. And so that is very important. And I've traveled the whole country to see different issues in different types of communities. And so as a member of parliament from this region, I understand well the issues that are happening here, but it's important to understand the issues that are happening in our north, in our prairie provinces, in BC, and they're all different, slightly different issues that we have. One thing that we are seeing is addiction and mental health issues across the country. So Jithavi Majandi, I was in Waterloo region yesterday. That is one of the key areas, whether it's rural or urban, that is an increased problem that we're seeing. And so ਜਿਹੜੀ ਅੱਜ ਦੀ announcement ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਜੋ fentanyl ਆਪਣੀ communities ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੱਧ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ ਜੋ addiction opioids ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੱਧ ਰਹੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ this will be key in decreasing the availability and the circulation of those substances in our communities. So I just want to congratulate Peel Regional Police. I'm here as an ally, as a supporter, and like they said, we've been working together to take their recommendations and name jo criminal code de vich 80 changes leke aaye hege recent bill C14 de through those changes were brought forward through consultation with the provinces ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ Ontario ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੋ Solicitor General ਨੇ ਹੁਣੀ ਕਹਿ ਕੇ ਹਟੇ ਹੈਗੇ we met in Kananaskis ਉੱਥੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਮੀਟਿੰਗ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ many of their recommendations are in this bill and so along with them and police agencies across this country we're working together to help our communities and so we have an increase but we also see a decrease right now right so that's going in the right direction.
Okay ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ you went across Canada and you have seen the crime situation this bail reforms this changes in the criminal code it was required since a long time and ਹੁਣ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਕੁ ਮੇਕ ਸ਼ੋਰ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ ਕਿ these criminals those who are the repeated offenders after coming this bill ਉਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਕੁਝ ਲੂਪ ਹੋਲਸ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਕੁਝ amendments ਹੋ ਗਈਆਂ ਜਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ criminals are repeated offenders because one life loss is too many so ਉਹ ਬਿੱਲ ਦੇ ਬਾਅਦ they will be behind the bar a strict punishment for the repeated offenders ਉਹ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਬਿੱਲ 'ਚ ਕਿ ਆ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਕੰਪਲੀਟ ਹੋ ਗਈਆਂ which is the asked from the Canadians.
Yeah, so we have listed certain crimes, just ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ home invasions, violent auto theft, repeat offenders ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਉਹ ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ I would like to say that 80% ਤੋਂ ਉੱਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੋਕ crimes commit ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਮੁੜ ਕੇ ਕਦੇ ਵੀ crime ਨਹੀਂ commit ਕਰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਸੋ ਉਹ ਛੋਟੀ population ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜੀ repeat criminals ਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ target ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਇਸ bill ਦੇ through our recidivism rate is very low ਜਿਹੜੀ reoffending ਦੀ rate ਹੈਗੀ ਆ so that is one of the lowest in the world and that's important to understand too ਵੀ ਕਿਤੇ ਨਾ ਕਿਤੇ ਜੋ correctional services ਨੇ ਉੱਥੇ programming ਜੋ offer ਕੀਤੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਕਿਤੇ ਨਾ ਕਿਤੇ end of the sentence ਭਾਵੇਂ ਉਹ ਲਾਈਫ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਉਹ 10 ਸਾਲ ਬਾਅਦ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ people reintegrate into the community so that portion is very important too ਬਾਕੀ courts ਦਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਅਪਲਾਈ ਕਰਨਾ ਕਾਨੂੰਨ ਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਹੁਣ ਮੈਂ ਕੋਰਟਸ ਤੇ ਛੱਡ ਰਹੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਕੋਰਟਸ ਆਰ ਇੰਡੀਪੈਂਡੈਂਟ ਬਟ ਦੇ ਆਰ ਰਨ ਬਾਈ ਦ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਿੰਸਸ ਜੋ ਕ੍ਰਿਮੀਨਲ ਕੋਰਟਸ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਇਸ ਮੁਲਕ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਿੰਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਸਰਕਾਰਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਚਲਾਉਂਦੀਆਂ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਜੱਜਸ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਕਰਾਊਨ ਪ੍ਰੋਸੀਕਿਊਟਰਸ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਰਿਸੋਰਸਿਸ ਇੰਪਲੀਮੈਂਟ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ what I've seen through sitting in courtrooms and across this country ਵੀ resources ਘੱਟ ਰਹੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆਪਣੇ busiest courtrooms ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਇੱਥੇ ਟੋਰਾਂਟੋ ਬਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉੱਥੇ resourcing ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ and so I'm going to suspect ਵੀ ਇਸ ਬਿੱਲ ਦੇ ਪੈਸੇਜ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਉਹ ਕੋਰਟ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਤੇ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਵੀ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਪ੍ਰੈਸ਼ਰ ਪਊਗਾ and hopefully Premier Ford is ready for it because he better be ready for it. They're going to have to make space in their prisons and they're going to have to make sure their judges, their JPs are well trained and that they have enough court time to handle these cases and ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇਸ ਟਾਈਮ ਤੇ ਜੋ ਆਪਾਂ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਵਾਟਰਲੂ ਰੀਜਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਉਹ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ almost 75% of cases ਇਸ ਏਰੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ over 50% of cases withdraw ਕੀਤੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਰਾਊਨ ਕਾਉਂਸਲ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਿੰਸ ਦੇ ਥੱਲੇ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਆਪ ਦੇ ਡਿਸੀਜਨ ਦੇ ਥਰੂ ਕੇਸਿਸ ਨੂੰ ਡਿਸਮਿਸ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਵਿਥਡਰਾ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ and they are releasing people not because of judges but because they are deciding ਵੀ ਉਹ ਆਪਣਾ ਡਾਕਟ ਘਟਾਉਣ ਲਈ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਰਿਲੀਜ਼ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ so this is very important ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿਤੇ ਵੀ ਕਾਨੂੰਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਰਿਲੀਜ਼ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਉਹ ਖੁਦ ਆਪਦੇ ਡਿਸੀਜਨ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਰਿਲੀਜ਼ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਕੇਸਿਸ ਨੂੰ ਵਿਥਡਰਾ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ so that's only only the province can handle that and so ਜਿਹੜਾ major portion ਹੈਗਾ ਆ as you've seen we don't have a policing role in today's announcement because federal policing is different. ਜਿਹੜੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਇੱਥੇ day-to-day community safety ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਉਹ municipal regional policing ਦੇ through ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ and ਜੋ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ courts ਨੇ ਉਹ province run ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਸਿਰਫ ਇੱਕ code ਹੈਗਾ code ਉਹ ਸਿਰਫ ਜਾ ਕੇ end ਤੇ apply ਹੁੰਦਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਜ਼ਾ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਸਜ਼ਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਸੁਣਾਉਣ ਵਾਲੇ judges ਨੂੰ ਬਣਨਾ ਪੈਣਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ they have to decide where they want to where the judges have to decide what sentence they want to lay but like extortion ਦਾ example ਲੈ ਲਓ extortion ਦੇ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ arson ਜਾਂ firearm ਦੇ ਨਾਲ commit ਕਰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਹੋ there's a minimum sentence to that and life imprisonment ਵੀ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ so I hope the judges take these cases seriously
so ਜਿਹੜਾ province ਔਰ federal ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ politics on crime ਚੱਲਦਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ roller coaster ਚੱਲਦਾ ਰਿਹਾ people like us we kept on asking the province to the federal but a concrete solution province and federal handshake ਕਰਕੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੱਢ ਸਕਦੇ so that Canadians feel safe
yes we had a handshake and ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਜੋ ਮੰਗਾ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਨੇ recommendations ਬਣਾਏ ਨੇ code change ਲਈ ਉਹ lever ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ ਉਹ ਅਸੀਂ change ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਹੁਣ ਬਾਕੀ ਸਾਂਭਣਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ so that's our handshake agreement hopefully we do our end of the bargain and they will do
Our government, led by Premier Ford, will never stop in prioritizing our public safety across our province. This is a concern to us morning, noon, and night. And we will be tireless. We will be innovative. We will imagine what public safety will look like in the future. And it's actually happening right here today. The Community Intervention and Response Team, which you will hear from in a few minutes, has made through Project Winner a very, very important announcement that we will hear from. Why is this important? And why am I here in Peel? It is because the Government of Ontario acknowledges that when we have police services like Peel Regional Police Service, a flagship service led by one of the finest chiefs anywhere in Canada, we have communities that can feel that their inherent right to live safely will always be fulfilled. The simple inherent right to see their kids off to school in the morning, the simple inherent right to check in on their seniors and loved ones, the right to go to work, to shop and play in the park, and to pray. There is nothing more important than our government, led by Premier Ford, to ensure that in the four corners of our province, we will partner with our municipal, our First Nations, and our OPP police services to ensure that they have the resources, the support, the legislation, the regulations, the expectation, and the tone to do their jobs every day. People in Ontario have had enough of their doors being kicked in at 4 in the morning. They've had enough of violent and repeat offenders on their street. And in response to that, they have turned to one provincial government who, without precedent, has set this tone that is respected all across our country, that our public safety matters. I think Premier Ford's been very clear. Premier Ford has led the charge across the country with the other First Ministers that the federal government has an excellent opportunity now to move forward with meaningful bail reform. We are encouraged with the steps that they have taken. And I believe that they have seen what we have done in Ontario by being a tough on crime government that will not accept the status quo, as I said in my remarks, that a person's door should be knocked in at 4 in the morning and a person should be held at gunpoint to turn over the keys. We saw yesterday in York Region that they made an arrest on somebody that caused life-changing moments to a wonderful family. We're not going to stop. We're encouraged that the federal government has tabled a piece of legislation, and we will continue to advocate for additional bail reform as time goes on. But I agree with you. We have to make sure that if somebody breaks the law, there's only one place for them, and that's behind bars, and that's in jail.
The officers you see behind us are from one of our 4 or 5 divisions. They're from 22 Division, and they're the Community Intervention Response Team. So they've got 2 functions, community intervention and to respond to some of the pressures that we're seeing. Their work is what we are acknowledging today, which is Project Winner. It's the outcome of a tremendous amount of investigation into drug trafficking network in Brampton that was, as you see before you, resulting in the seizure of $1 million of illicit drugs, which include a range of cocaine to fentanyl, as well as a loaded firearm and approximately 1,000 rounds of ammunition. It is a clear example of when you give us the resources that we require to respond to the pressures that are seen in the community, we can show you outcomes. We have more boots on the ground that are embedded right within our divisions.
Acting on a crucial tip from the community, our officers identified a Toronto resident involved in multiple drug dealing transactions, operating almost exclusively in the region of Peel. What followed was an intelligence-driven investigation, culminating in the execution of several search warrants that led to the seizure of illicit drugs valued in excess of $1 million, along with a loaded illegal firearm.
When Chief Nish has the resources to do his job, the results speak for themselves, and it's a win for public safety. And to his team with the Peel Regional Police, we have the best of the best, and you see that with the team behind this investigation. You know, they confront danger when everyone else would run away. And as a community, we have a debt of gratitude for their courage and their dedication to public safety. I'd also be remiss not to thank the provincial government, who have been a terrific partner for supporting frontline law enforcement. And this support for the CERT teams has paid dividends. So, Minister Kersner, we see you often in Peel Region. Thank you to your and Premier Ford's friendship and support of the Peel Regional Police.